A very warm good morning to all of you. Dear students, once again I would like to welcome all of you to a new session of the history class. Today we are going to continue with the same chapter, chapter number 10, the First World War, part 2. Do you remember what we were discussing in the last class? First of all, we were discussing about why we call this war as the World War or the First World War. There were a number of reasons behind it. We have seen it. And secondly, we were discussing about the different causes behind the emergence of the First World War. And there we have seen the first point in detail. Do you remember what was the first point, or what was the first reason behind the emergence of the First World War? Of course, the first point was nationalism and imperialism. There we have seen number of points, number of factors about nationalism and imperialism. How nationalism resulted in imperialism. All those things we have seen in the last class. Today we are going to continue with the second cause or second reason behind the First World War. That is division of Europe into two hostile groups. Hostile means enemies. So the entire Europe divided, especially the most powerful nations in the Europe, they have divided into two enemy groups. So that was the second reason behind the emergence of the First World War. In the beginning of 20th century, there were two kinds of countries or states in Europe. So in the early of 20th century, there were two different kinds of states in Europe. First one, single nation states, and the second one, imperial states. Single nation states means the countries which were not having colonies, who were not going for outright wars, who never used force on other country. So how they respected their nation in the same way they respected the other nations. But the imperial states, they were having colonies in different parts of the world. They were going for outright wars, and they used forces and political pressure to conquer other states. So these were the two different types of countries in Europe during the early of 20th century. First one, single nation states, and second one, imperial states. Single nation states, they were having common language. Suppose if we take one nation, the entire nation is having a common language. Let's take an example of India. India is having a common language, that is Hindi. So single nation states. Common tradition. Of course, a single nation will be having a single tradition, common tradition, and common culture. And countries like, for example, France, Holland, Germany, and so on. Number of countries were there, but these were the prominent countries or the most powerful countries in the Europe during the 20th century. So they were single nation states. Imperial states were having different languages. Let's take the example of Britain. Britain was having number of colonies in different parts of the world, and all those countries were following different kinds of languages, different traditions. Of course, Egypt was a colony under the Britain. So of course the language which is spoken by the people in Egypt will be different. India was a colony of Britain. The language which is spoken in India was entirely different. Different tradition again. The tradition of India and the tradition of Britain was entirely different. But both these countries were being ruled or administrated by the same administrative methods. So they were having, imperial states were having different languages and different traditions. Countries like Russian Empire, Austria and Hungarian Empire, and so on. So this is a fact that there were two different category of countries. First one, single nations, and second one, imperial states. It led to the emergence of two different hostiles, and the first one is being known as Triple Alliance. Germany made an alliance with Austria-Hungary. Germany is actually coming under single nation states, but Austria-Hungary is coming under imperial states. So the two different type of people, those who are having different culture, those who are having different customs, different traditions and different languages, they have made an alliance. So Germany is a single nation or single nation state, and Austria-Hungary was an imperial state. So they have made an alliance between both. Germany made an alliance with Austria-Hungary. In 1882, Italy joined in this alliance. So Germany and Austria-Hungary made an alliance, and later in 1882 Italy joined in this alliance. So altogether 3 different countries were there in this alliance. That's why it is being known as Triple Alliance. Triple Alliance means the countries like Germany, Austria-Hungary and Italy. These 3 countries together were being known as Triple Alliance because they have made an alliance, an agreement in between these 3 different countries, 3 different states. Have you ever thought what was the reason behind this alliance? Suppose just imagine you want to set up a friendship with a student in your classroom. What are criteria you will be following in selecting a friend? Of course, you will be making sure that your friend is very strong. That way he can help you whenever you are in difficult situation. You will make sure that your friend is financially stable. Means whenever you are in need, he can help you. So you will think from different aspects. Different elements will be considered before you select a friendship with a student from your own class. Same way, Germany thought about making an alliance with Austria-Hungary in order to grow, or in other words, in order for its own progress. And Italy joined in this particular alliance with Germany and Austria-Hungary. So basically all the countries were having an interest to increase their wealth, or they were thinking about their progress. So for that reason the countries made alliance with other countries who were really powerful than them. Okay, so Triple Alliance formed. Now the second group of countries formed with the title Triple Entity. France established a friend relation with Russia and England. Already we have seen Russia and England were imperial states, but France was single nation state. So a very powerful country like France established an alignment or a friend relation with Russia and England, with the feeling that if France is in a difficult situation, Russia and England will help them. So this particular friend relation which established between France, Russia and England, they were being known as Triple Entity. To this particular group, so already 3 different countries are there: France, Russia and England. Along with them a new country joined, that is Japan. So later Japan also joined with Triple Entity. So altogether 4 different countries were there under the Triple Entity. Triple Entity means France, England, Russia and Japan. Now let's see the final outlook. Triple Alliance and Triple Entity. Germany, France, Austria-Hungary, England, Italy, Russia. So this is what was the final outlook of dividing countries into 2 different hostiles. Or by the beginning of 20th century, the entire Europe got divided into 2 different hostiles. First one Triple Alliance and the second one Triple Entity. Now how it resulted in the beginning of the First World War. So there was a competition among these two different groups of countries, and it created a huge gap between the countries. That means it worsened the relation between all other countries, and they were competing each other for money or for wealth and popularity, and they were always focusing to make colonies for them. So all these things finally resulted in hatredness among the nations, and it resulted in the beginning of the First World War. So dear students, I hope that you have got a very clear picture about the second reason behind the emergence of the First World War. So with this, we are winding up today's class here, and in the next class we will be discussing the third reason, which was the immediate reason behind the emergence of this First World War. So still meeting in the next class, I would like to sign off. Thank you.